There's one way that's easier and more successful than any other way to get a job. Now, I know that many of you out there, especially junior developers, are spending a lot of time trying to find a job. Maybe you've just completed a boot camp, or maybe you've been teaching yourself on your own, or maybe even just got out of college and spent thousands of dollars on a degree, and you're having a hard time getting a job. Just from talking to people in the Dev Mentor Dave Discord channel, as well as the YouTube community as a whole, and other people on LinkedIn and other places where I interact with junior developers, I keep seeing all of these developers putting out resume after resume, application after application. In fact, I see people posting on LinkedIn that they've just put out hundreds, if not 1,000 applications. Well, maybe not 1,000, but hundreds of applications in some cases, and they still don't have a job. Now, there's lots of reasons why it's difficult for junior developers to get a job right now, and not all of it is on you. However, there is one way that even junior developers can get jobs right now in this market where it's really hard for anyone to get a job. So what's the easiest and most successful way of getting a job? Let's talk about it. Hey Junior Devs, Dev Mentor Dave here, helping you bridge the gap from learning to code to launching a successful career. And of course, part of launching a successful career is learning the best ways to navigate the job market. Now, there's lots of ways to go about the job search. You can Google for jobs, you can go to all the different job boards, you can try to get a job through LinkedIn, you can hire a recruiter or get in contact with a tech recruiter. But really, there's one way that's not guaranteed to be successful, but has the highest success rate, and honestly, is about the easiest way to get a job as there can be. So what's the key? Knowing the right person. So what do I mean by that? Well, basically, I'm talking about being referred by somebody who already works in that company. Now, you might be saying, hold on a minute, David. If I knew somebody that was hiring junior developers, I absolutely would have hit them up already. And I totally get that. But the reality is that you might have relationships in your life that are connected with companies that are looking to hire developers, and they just need a recommendation. But before we talk about how you can find those opportunities, I want to just talk through a few statistics around referrals. Now, these statistics are from Zippia.com, and they're about a year old, but the data is really intriguing, and I want you to just take a look and see why you should pursue finding these referral opportunities. First, referrals are 4 times more likely to receive a job offer than somebody that submits an application through a website. Now just think about that. All the applications that you filled out online, and yet somebody else is 4 times more likely to get the job than you are, no matter how much work you put into that application process. Employee referrals also account for 30 to 50% of new hires. That's almost 1/3 to half of the people in the company were referrals. Now, this statistic may not matter a whole lot to you, but it matters a lot to the companies, and that's one of the reasons why they're hiring so many referrals. And that is that it costs like $1,000 less per person to hire somebody who's referred. That's amazing because most companies have some sort of compensation that they give to employees who make the referral. 88% of employers rate the referral program as the best source of applicants. Now, getting hired is great, but what about retention? What about staying at a company long term? Well, statistics tell us that referred employees typically stay 70% longer at a job than other employees do. So if you were referred to a position in a company, there's a greater chance that there is a nice fit for you in that company, and you're going to want to stay at that company longer. In fact, 70% of businesses agree that referred employees are a better culture fit. But here's the crazy thing. As of 2022, referrals only make up 7% of United States applicants. Here's the greatest source, the easiest way, and the most successful way to get a job, but only 7% of people being hired are following this process. So how in the world do you get referred? Well, you just need to get in touch with the right people. Now, this could be a friend or a family member, and maybe they work at a company that they don't even know if they hire developers, but just simply asking them to find out, especially if they like their job, if they like the company culture, and they're always talking about how great their company is. Well, See if they'll refer you to a position. See if they'll look internally and see if there's a position open that has something to do with development. Go to their company website and see, hey, do they have any job openings for development? Sometimes you have to put a little bit of effort in. I did say it was easy. The application process is easier, but you've got to put a little bit of effort into this process as well. But talk to your friends and family, see who likes their job and see if that's a company that you would be willing to work for. Go to the website, see what careers are available, find jobs at those companies, and then ask your friend, ask your family member for a referral to that company. Most of the time, companies will take referrals from people who are outside of the specific department that they're hiring for. And just because they may not be a technical person doesn't mean they can't refer you to a technical role. Of course, we can expand that warm market out a little bit further using our social network, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn, or I don't know, whatever you're using these days, whatever that social market is, reach out to your friends, to your acquaintances, to your professional connections there on LinkedIn. Find out where they work. Build relationships with people via social media. And the people that you have relationships on social media, find out where they work. Look for jobs in their specific companies. And again, if there's a job available, reach out to that person that you have a relationship with on social media and say, hey, would you mind referring me internally to your company for this position? Most of the time, people will say yes, if for no other reason than to just get that bonus. But there's one more network that you can be a part of that helps build these opportunities, build these relationships to get hired in a technical position. And that is going to different networking events, meetup groups, things like that in your area. Now, it may be a specific type of group, such as a Java group or a PHP group or a Laravel group, or I just did all backend groups. I don't know why, but like a Vue group or a React Vue or something like that, right? So any group that has to do with networking professionally or a group that has to do with development, start going to those events if you have time to do that and build relationships with people. Get to know different people. It's always fascinated me, the connections that just somehow randomly click when you go to these networking events. Now, if you're like me and you're a homebody, maybe you don't have a whole lot of time, that may not be easy to do. But pick certain ones that you think would be really beneficial to you, not just to teach you things, but to network with other people, get to know other people. And as you're networking, find out if their company is hiring or if they know of companies that are hiring, and try to connect with people in those companies. Remember, your referral doesn't have to be somebody who's your best friend. It just has to be somebody that works at that company who thinks that you might be able to do the job and maybe wants to get a little kickback for referring you to the company. So the easiest and the most effective way to get a job is to be referred. Well, hopefully this information has been helpful to you on your development journey. And if it has, I'd appreciate it if you'd click the like button. It just tells YouTube, hey, people are interested in this and they're finding it helpful. And if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon to be notified the next time I upload a video or the next time I go live, which is typically every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central United States time. Thanks for spending time with me today, and I'll see you on the next one.